3rd Street in downtown Cincinnati. It looks and sounds very different than it did 1 year ago. This is where a growing cluster of homeless encampments sparked major controversy in the city. Those experiencing homelessness said they were discriminated against. Residents and business owners said the camps were a nuisance. City and county officials were concerned about hygiene and safety. Over several weeks, the incident turned into a media frenzy. It even made national headlines. A judge ruled to ban homeless camps in Hamilton County in an effort to force people into shelters and housing. Some say it helped, while others say the homeless were merely pushed out of sight. Sunshine, a former paramedic, and Darkness, a former EMT, never expected to lose their home.
We really experienced something you'd probably see on a movie. I never thought I'd experience homelessness, ever.
Last summer, they were living in their car and a camp on 3rd Street known as the Colony. The pair was vocal about the rights of the homeless when the camps came into the spotlight.
Even though it might have appeared to be a public nuisance to have a bunch of homeless people in tents, at least they were all together and they could be reached.
They were on a wait list for housing. They looked into shelters, but didn't want to be separated. The ban added more stress to their lives, they said.
You gotta try to stay awake wherever you are, because as soon as you fall asleep, you could be cited a ticket.
After the ban, Sunshine and Darkness lived in their car, slept on friends' couches, and hid on the streets.
Ta-da!
Here we go.
In April, they finally got housing. The first piece of furniture they bought was a dining room table.
There's nothing like coming home and having dinner with your wife or your significant other. I guess I took that for granted before.
But not everyone wants help.
I'm living on the streets because it's a choice.
Colin saw a change in the camps last year.
I know it all had to do with shooting up, smoking crack. That's what messed it up.
According to recent data from homeless service provider Strategies to End Homelessness, about 38 people lived at the camps on 3rd Street. Over the past year, 6 moved into apartments, 4 were offered housing. 1 went back into a homeless shelter. 1 recently re-engaged with a street outreach worker. But 26 are completely missing from the system. Since the ban, Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters says he's been thanked by downtown business owners and residents.
It was a total success in terms of getting people from living on the streets into shelters. And that was the purpose, you know. It wasn't to be mean to homeless people. It was to make sure that people weren't getting sick.
Downtown resident Sue Byram told WCPO walking by the camps was scary.
Trash everywhere, some abuse. I mean, we was directed at people walking by. It was horrible.
The city also increased funds to the Shelter House's winter shelter that can be used for future emergency situations like last year's camps.
We have 10,000 square foot of space that could be used for providing additional beds for people that want to get off the street.
Nolan said before the ban went into effect, the shelter's occupancy levels were alarmingly high.
People experience homelessness 24/7, 365 days a year. And so all of us should be available whenever people reach out.
But not everyone is satisfied with the city's actions. The Greater Cincinnati Homeless Coalition filed a lawsuit against the city to lift the ban.
The reason people are living outdoors or living in shelters or living in cars or abandoned buildings is because we as a city have not properly invested in affordable housing.
Springs says because of the ban, it's more difficult to track clients.
People are hiding, people are afraid, people are in less safe situations.
Knowing their situation was temporary helped Sunshine and Darkness get through their toughest times. While thankful for a roof over their heads, they still worry about their former neighbors.
I don't think that just making it a rule that you're not allowed to be homeless solves anything.
Because that problem's still going on.
Well, there's nothing really I can do about it because it's the government. I just find somewhere else to sleep.
For 9 on Your Side, I'm Emily Maxwell.